Yay. Got it. Yay. Oh,
Go ahead and make me co-host. I don't know if you've done that.
I have not. So I will do it right now as I get back to Zoom. Yay. Woo-hoo. Got it. I'm going to mute. Yay. Oh,
Go ahead and make me co-host. I don't know if you've done that.
I have not. So I will do it right now. Hearing the recording that's going on. So I get back to Zoom. Yay. Got it. I'm gonna mute. Yay. Oh, all right. So I'm using oh, Devlin's on. That's great. All right. Let me make Arlene more. Let me see more. Make co-host. That's why we went out early. And so, all right, there you go. Lurleen, you are co-host. Hey, Miss Devlin. We came on a lot early tonight because I'm actually streaming to YouTube. And then and then I'm going to share. Let's see here. All right, there's Felicia, wonderful. Oh, wow. So I'm going to actually share that link and on my Facebook page. There we go. One hour.
Matthew, Matt.
All right, so I'm muting you, Miss Connie. All right, so welcome everyone. I wanted to make sure, thank you guys for joining early. We're just a bit early tonight, only because I'm doing things just a bit differently. And so I'm learning how to do all of it on to YouTube so that the everything will be right there. So I am managing a different platform. And so I'm grateful to do that because it's going to really make my life much easier. So let's see here. I'm not going to do that. Give me one more second and let me share my post to the page itself. Let me go there and then we can get started. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody's doing okay. Everybody's muted. All right, but it means you have a moment if you would like to share the post, that'd be great. I'm trying to see, there we go. Wonderful. I'm going to share this onto our group page. If people can do that and share to a page. There we go. Group. There we go. I'm sharing it to the women's page. Join our connection. There we go. All right. We are here. Woo! And we're talking about sugar tonight. All right. So thank you all for being here. This is great. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And can everybody hear me okay? Is that Miss Debbie? Hi, Miss Debbie. Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you, Miss Francesca. I appreciate it. All right. So I am super grateful. Welcome, Miss Cheryl. Thank you. So glad you could be on. Tonight. Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Brinetta, and this is our Wellness Connection time. I want to thank each of you for taking the time to join us, whether you are on the Zoom, whether you are here with me in the Zoom, whether you are on YouTube or you are on Facebook Live, wherever we are grateful. Wherever you are, I am grateful that you are here and so excited. So many of us are joining. Woo! Get well. It is time to get well, right? I know if you're feeling anything like me, you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Just sick and tired of it. And so we are working our way. I want to congratulate each and every one of you for taking the time to join in. All of you that have joined our wellness time. The theme for this entire year: change your life. Change your plate, change your life. I'm gonna say it again. Change your plate, change your life. And there are so many wonderful people that I've met who are just struggling in their bodies. I mean, oh my goodness, they're having all kinds of issues, whether it's high blood pressure, diabetes. I have a good friend that's in the hospital right now dealing with heart failure. Someone's on dialysis, someone's dealing with migraines, somebody's dealing with, what do they call it? Just so many different diseases that are going on. And the truth is that the majority of the things that many people are suffering, they are manageable right on our plate. So congratulations to each of you for taking the time to come on. And I want those of you that are online with me, come on, give me some emojis. If you're in the chat with me, I want you to put something in the chat. And I want you to tell me, all right, are you on the sugar challenge? How are we doing? How are we doing, y'all? Oh my goodness, I want to hear it. So put thumbs up, give me a sad face, tell me something. How are we doing with this sugar challenge? Ooh wee. And I'm trying to get into my my chat here. Let me see. Somebody's watching. This is great. Oh my goodness, am I not signed in? What's going on? I want to make sure I can see this. Lord Jesus. Okay. Wow. Arlene, maybe you can manage the chat for me on YouTube, because right now it's not letting me do what I want to do.
Okay, I'll head over there. I'll head over there.
Okay, Don, thank you for your honesty. I'm gonna be the first to confess. I went through the first day, and then as soon as we started the sugar challenge, why did all this sugar show up? Anybody else have that problem? My husband pulled out my number one sugar nemesis, and my mother knows it's animal crackers. And so my husband just found this whole thing, that I'd hidden away. You hide the sugar. He pulls out the animal crackers. And ladies, it was everything for me to not have an animal cracker that night. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm trying not to add in any sugar. What in the world? And then when I went to work the next day, why did my coworkers show up with cookies? I mean, the lunch lady who didn't have anything, she's like, we're all out. She brings Mexican sweetbread. Lord, it's the devil. It is the devil. So sugar is out there. Anybody else got super duper tempted? Oh my goodness. Yes, the granola. Did you read the label on the granola? It just hurt your feelings. Like you read.
Yes.
And Mike Darnell.
And you know what?
Go ahead,
Pastor Brinetta.
Yes.
Pastor Brinetta, Albertsons Market is the only one that carries the best granola around, and I can eat that whole box.
Oh my God. Yeah, you can. And then you realize when you read the label that it's like 50 million grams of carbs.
Yes.
And it's disrespectful. It's just disrespectful. I'm upset about it. I tell you.
But this has been a challenge for me, and I had challenged myself, and I'm learning to start tracking.
Yes.
That helps me.
Yes. That's so good, Miss Deborah. So many of us, we eat and we don't think about what we eat.
Yeah.
So the sugar challenge, okay, so water was easy for me. I mean, I love water. I've come to know water. I'm very grateful for water. but oh my gosh, the sugar made me think. You have to think. And so, I want to say to you, you guys, the sugar is like the hardest thing, right? But how many of you feel like you're getting better? You're getting better. Wave at me, put some thumbs up, emojis. Anybody's getting better? Okay, because I'm expecting that there's better coming. All right. So hopefully, and I know nobody's found me, I'm over here, but you guys are on, so it's great. Arlene, can you check? I think I'm on Facebook. I think I put the link to Facebook. I'm gonna try to make sure I've done it again.
I'm trying to figure out which,
When you get
because you have multiple
supplements and
YouTubes.
stuff-
It's I'm on Dr. Brinetta Be Well Today.
Okay, thank you. I'll check.
Thank you. Okay. So anybody questions about the sugar challenge? Any questions? I want to start off with that tonight. Anyone want to talk about their challenge or issue or anything like that before I get started? I don't have any takers. Okay, well, thank you, Miss Debbie, for being so brave. It is a challenge. Hopefully you are balancing the less sugar that, the lowering of your sugar with some extra sleep, and you're maintaining your water challenge. If you're doing those things, Dawn, I see your little faces. I know there's so much going on. And listen, you guys, it's about to get real because this coming week is what? Valentine's. All right. And so there's going to be lots of chocolate running around. There's going to be lots of desserts and lots of eating. Everybody's going to want to take you out to dinner. There's going to be candy everywhere. So this is very mental. It's very mental. And something that you will need to do is plan. You're going to need to plan. So what can you have on the sugar challenge? Well, we've already said all your natural sugars are your friends. And so one of the things that I've been doing is adding, thanks, Mom Barbara, for my wonderful apples. So I've been chopping up an apple and having it in my baggie. And do you know what? When I'm having that, okay, I want some sugar, or someone's passing by with some sugar, I run to my bag and get a slice of that apple. And it's really helping me. So fruit is your friend. You don't want to overdo it, but it's so interesting. I think, who was it? Arlene said, she's like, an apple a day keeps Dr. Brinetta away. Thanks a lot, sister. But we've been enjoying these wonderful apples. Thanks, Mom Barbara. She bought us some apples and I've just been chopping it up. And so if it's fresh mango, anything fresh. Now, we're not talking about dried fruit. So the raisins are out, the dried mango, especially with that extra sugar and powder and stuff on it. No. You need the fresh fruit. But Dawn, if you like mango and you've got ripe mangoes over there, that is excellent, I tell you. And so it's wonderful to let that fruit be your friend. Someone that's brave, anyone want to open up and say what else there, or put something in the chat? What are you using? Anybody want to share what they're using? Thank you, Arlene. I just saw you. Anybody else have a favorite fruit that you are?
The cuties are my favorite.
Right.
Yeah. So whenever I have that sugar attack, I get me like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh my goodness.
That helps me. So I'm piled up on the cuties. Yeah, I stack up on the cuties.
So they're small, but they have a lot of sugar in them. So try to space it out. Just try to space it out. Do one at a time, and then go back. They do have a good amount of sugar in it, but it's a natural. It's not candy, cake, cookies, pies. It's a different kind of sugar. So we're grateful for that. Good job, Miss Debbie. Those cuties, they really do. They pack a nice little punch, and you should be feeling better. And again, hopefully you're doing some sleep.
Oh yeah.
Sleep. to help balance out. You may feel a little bit tired when you take all that sugar out, and so I wanted to share tonight, if that's okay. I'm going to share. I have some information that I looked up on sugar. So this is something that I found, right? And I'm so sorry to scroll while you guys are looking at this, because I told you guys before to look up, Google the glycemic index. And so this one was the one that I really liked, and I will send this to you if you would like it. So the glycemic index is a list that helps us understand just how quickly your blood sugar, blood glucose level will rise after you eat a certain food. That's what this list is all about. And so realize any food that has carbs in it, the body is going to take those carbs and it's going to turn it into sugar. All right. And so this is how we started looking at the carb count in our foods. All right. Because the carb count turns into sugar. And so some foods, when you finally read that label, you're going to see not only carbohydrates, but you're also going to see added sugars. And so, one of my friends and I, we were just talking about pasta. You read the label on spaghetti, any kind of pasta, the bow tie kind, I call them butterfly, whatever kind, you're going to notice it's really high in carbs. So here's a way to look at the index. You're going to, anything that is between 1 and 55, they're going to tell you that's a low index food. The 56 to 69 is a medium index food, and anything 70 and above is high. And I don't necessarily agree with their low. I think 55 is a little high. I'm just going to tell you, but you will learn this and use this maybe and massage it. So the rule here is that foods that have a lower GI will raise your blood sugar more gradually rather than, this big spike. And we talk about, I talk about the cookie ride. I talk about, here's your blood sugar level, it's kind of low, right? And so you say, oh, I need some energy, I need something. So you have that cookie, and then your blood sugar level just goes woo, way up high. And then, of course, after a while, what happens? It just literally tanks. It just goes, just boom. And then you're back down at the low and you say, okay, well, I need another cookie. So you take another cookie and you go for the ride. Woo. And then, of course, you have that drop. So that's what they mean by the spikes in your blood sugar or your blood glucose, okay? Because cookies have a lot of sugar in there. So eating foods that cause your blood sugar to spike more quickly really end up causing your body to go through a scenario where it's not able to respond quickly enough to those big spikes. Does that make sense? I hope that's making sense. If you're always eating cookies, at some point, your body can't respond anymore, because when your blood sugar spikes, what does your body do? It creates insulin to bring that blood sugar level down. This is what happens. And so if you just abuse that system by always living on a lot of sugar, what's going to end up happening is that system starts to break down. And before you know it, your insulin system starts to stop working. It begins to level out. And we call that, well, they call it too much sugar is hyperglycemic. And you guys have heard that word. And if you continue, you then will shift into a place where you begin to suffer from what we call insulin resistance. And I'm going to send this document to you because you need to look at that. So many of the people around you who are living on sugar all the time, and you notice that their stomachs are really big, that is a sign of insulin resistance. And this is what then leads to type 2 diabetes. And type 1 is the genetic version of diabetes. Type 2 is the on your plate diabetes. Okay. And I'm going over this because many people say, well, why are we talking about sugar? We're talking about sugar because it is the most addictive thing and food. It's just the most. All of us, cakes, candies, cookies, pies. And if you think about it, every holiday that comes along, there is a sugar rush that goes on. Think about, if you just think from Halloween on, what is Halloween all about? Sugar. There's candy everywhere. And then the next thing is Thanksgiving, and there's, pies and cakes everywhere. And then, of course, right after Thanksgiving, all the candy canes and the Christmas chocolates. And then, of course, Christmas week and all the Christmas parties. And then, of course, New Year's. And now we're just coming up to the Super Bowl. It's February. And, of course, Valentine's Day. So there's just this constant thing, you guys. And it's just sugar, 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 sugar. All right. And overeating. But that we're not talking about that tonight. And so the idea is that, listen, this body only has one way to manage sugar. And if we abuse that system, it will break down for us. I'm going to stop here and say, Sister Arlene, Nurse Arlene, do you want to say anything about this sugar experience?
Actually, you did exceptionally well. So yeah, I don't think there's much more information I can provide. Of course, I could dig deep, but you really, really, really hit the major points about sugar. So excellent presentation. Thank you, sis.
Thank you, my nurse educator, case manager, Daisy award-winning nurse sister. Yes, and she's my wellness partner. She keeps me going. Oh my goodness. And so what I wanted to talk about tonight, so with our sugar challenge, what we've asked you to do for sure is shift from the man-made sugars to some more natural sweeteners. All right. And so this sheet that I found talks about natural sugars, sugar alcohols, natural sweeteners, and also artificial sweeteners. Now, we already agreed that we would not use any artificial sweeteners, and we're going to even do another month where we add that in again. And so we have talked about the negative effects, and we talked about Equal and Splenda and Sweet and Low, all of those. We've talked about the negative effects that they have on the brain and so forth and so forth. So we don't want Alzheimer's later. We don't want dementia later. And we know that these artificial sweeteners contribute to that. So even though you will see them on this list, we're not going for that. And we know that the natural sugars include the regular sugar, sucrose sugar, and other sugar from natural sources like honey and maple syrup and dates and all those kinds of things. They are natural sugars. They really are. And if you're going to have sugar, we want you to have a natural sugar. However, you're going to find that they are very high on this list. And that means they must be eaten in measure. You can't just have them all the time. Then this list actually addresses sugar alcohols, and many of them I didn't have a chance to really do deep research, but I was shocked with the bit of research that I did. I want to encourage you to do it. And of course, I'm going to say, if you want this list, I will send this to you. And last but not least, our natural sugars, which contain little or no calories. So let's just look at this list. Our natural sugars: glucose, Look at glucose, 100 on the list. Cane sugar, we know about cane sugar. Look where clover honey, everybody says, well, can we use honey? But look how high it is. It's in the high range. Molasses, it's right on the cusp, and molasses is super sweet, you guys. Maple syrup, coconut sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and corn syrup, it's a natural sugar. It's a natural sugar. It's from corn. But look how high it is on the index. Brown sugar, dates. This is the reason, you guys, that agave is so favored, because look where it lives on this index. All right. So if you're going to use a natural sugar, then agave would be your friend. Yay. All right. But be aware. And these are the numbers here that are on this official list. I'm gonna move this over because I think, yeah, there's nothing. Now, let's look at sugar alcohols. And of course, anybody that's on the Zoom, if you have questions, please, please, please stop me. Uh-oh. And I'm noticing that, let me stop my share, and then I'm going to share again, because people are not seeing what I'm sharing on. I hope that works better on YouTube. So we'll see how that goes. So now we're into our sugar alcohols. And when you start reading labels, you guys, you're going to notice these names come up. Maltitol, xylitol, sorbitol, isomalt, lactitol, mannitol, erythritol. These are all sugar alcohols, and they're low on the glycemic list, and they're added in, and you can see that these last several are very low. All of them are low, but we need to figure out what kind of effect do these alcohols have on us, have on our body. All right, so I'll look more into that, but these are there, and you can see. I think it's interesting. Look, you guys, the only natural sweetener is my favorite, stevia. Now, if any of you have, how many of you have actually tried stevia? Have you tried it? Have you? Oh, hi, Rose. Hi, Rose. And so, Rose, have you tried both the liquid and the powder? No? You're muted, so you're talking, but I can't hear you, sweet pea.
Sorry about that. No, I've only been taking the gummies. I haven't had anything else, and I only have the powder, which I'm waiting for the 12 to start.
Okay, no, we're talking about sweeteners, stevia.
I don't like stevia. I tried it.
So you tried both the liquid and the powder?
Yeah, I don't. The liquid, no, just the powder.
So I recommend you give the liquid a try. The powder was difficult for me to manage because it's super sweet, right? Very, very sweet. And with the powder, which brand did you use?
I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've used it.
Okay. So maybe you use the Truvia, maybe the green packet, maybe you use that, maybe not. I want to recommend you give, I'm actually growing stevia in my tower right now. Super excited about growing it. So I'm very, very happy. I haven't, it's not grown to the point that I'm going to use it yet, but it's coming and I'm going to be testing it out. I'll keep you posted. I learned that the powder, I wasn't able to work well with it. I'm hoping somebody will help me with that. Somebody might take the challenge, but the liquid that I could put drops and in my whatever, it has been wonderful. And I want you to know it's natural and it's a 0 on the glycemic index. That's why it's worth a try. All right, here's some artificial sweeteners. Listen, you guys, we're not using any of these. Don't. No, not a one. Okay. So out of this list today, we're looking at maybe some agave. All right. because that's the lowest one on the glycemic index. And definitely, I want you to try some stevia. And I recommend the liquid. And my favorite liquid is Sprouts. Sprouts liquid, my favorite, because they do taste different. And I'll keep you posted on my tower version, homemade. I'm going to boil it just like you would a spearmint leaf. All right, you just put it in the water, boil it, make tea. I'm going to boil my stevia and see what I can do with this. I'm very excited about that. And so these are the things that we want to do. I will send you again. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to send you again. I will send that list to you and you can play with it. You notice there's all those links in there. You can look in there. I'm going to also add to the list. This one didn't have it, but if you want to try the monk fruit, it is also a natural sweetener and it is 0 on the index. So I want to recommend you do that. All right. Dawn, eating whole wheat and grain pasta now. I love it because there's lots of fiber in there. So one of the keys that this sheet will also mention to you is that when there's sugar, if there's fiber to go with it, then you're going to be very happy. It's going to be wonderful for you. All right. So the fiber offsets the carbs, the sugar. The fiber will offset some of that sugar. So if you have, 15 carbs, but you have 8 grams of fiber, you can literally subtract the 8 from the 15, and this food will act like it is a 7 on the list. So we want to be mindful of that. And this is why in my world, I tell all of you, please don't just drink straight out orange juice and cranberry juice and fruit juice. Why? Because the fruit was designed to be eaten with its fiber to offset how that juice, that sugar is working in your body. So when we just juice a bunch of oranges and drink them up, what have we done? We've eliminated the fiber out of that. Oh man, I think I shared my screen and then no one can see anything on YouTube. Hopefully they can hear my voice. So I shared all that because we want to understand the impact of sugar on our body. And this is just the first month that we're dealing with this. So I really want to encourage you to stick with it. What are we asking you to do this month? I'm asking you to pull away from all of the stuff we do, the cakes, the cookies, the candies, the pies, the ice creams, and all those desserts. And I'm saying that once a week on the weekends, you'll have one treat. So this coming weekend, whatever treat you were going to have for Valentine's Day, I want you to have a small portion, read the label, all right? And then during the week, you're going to go back to your sugar, and I'm not saying sugar-free either, because that might be confusing. I'm saying your no added sugar life, all right? And just be mindful. This is a challenge, and this is a rough one. It's a rough one. So it's okay if you end up with an animal cracker or two. We forgive you, right? It's going to be okay. And just, again, aim high. So Monday through Friday, for certain, you're not going to add extra sugar to your life. And if you are, it's going to be the agave. We're looking at that lowest list, the lowest thing on the list. And I want you to try the stevia and try liquid. Powder, not so easy to measure, but you can do drops of liquid and just try it. And if you buy it from Sprouts and you don't like it, keep your receipt and they'll give you a refund. Okay, tell them Dr. Brinetta sent you. They know me, they know my face. All right. Okay, so I wanted to open up for any questions. Do we have any questions or comments or anything?
I did have a question.
Yes.
Okay. Because I've been kind of hesitant on starting because I take other supplements like other vitamins. I take a couple nature sunshine things to help with to regulate my sugar, to regulate my whatever you call it, intestines, whatever. And when I started taking the chewable, the vegetable and whichever, I kind of stepped away from all of those. I just took my regular vitamin C, my regular multiple vitamin, and then the chewables, and that's it. The other stuff that I was taking, I stopped. So I don't know. I mean, when it comes to nutrition, I'm trying to take stuff that's gonna help. Not well, I don't want to say they're problems, to kind of help whatever issues I am starting to go through, that I stop it in its track, that kind of thing. So
Okay.
I'm a little confused. Like, when I start this, do I take that away? So I need some guidance on the supplements that I do take, because I was taking something for my joints because I hurt my arm,
Mhm.
and then someone said, well, you should take this to help, build your muscle, whatever the case may be. In which I did some research and I read, okay, that will help. But now I'm like skeptical because I heard something about, well, if you take some vitamins can cause more harm than good. So I'm just like, well, what do I do then? Do I just take the chance,
Ooh,
take the risk? I mean,
wait.
what? So
I
I just
know.
want a little guidance.
Ooh,
That's
I
what.
understand. I understand. And I agree. It is important to really keep to consider those things. And so thank you, Rose. That is a powerful question. Arlene, I see your hand.
Okay, so from a medical standpoint, if these are, I'll just start from the medical component. If these are prescribed medications, take your prescribed medications. Okay, so if they are supplements that you're taking, like you said, maybe a glucosamine, that's what you said, for joint health or something else, then those are things that you can start to taper away. So, but if it's medically prescribed to you, you have to take those items. If they are supplements, then you can start to taper them away. So maybe you would take your glucosamine one day, and then that next day, maybe, I don't know what you're doing, but then take the Juice Plus Omegas. I don't know what you already have available to you. Okay, so I don't know what you'll be taking, but you should not be altering what the physician said. Okay, and you should always, when you're introducing like Juice Plus into your body, into your system, you should always take it very slow. One of each one of each capsule, and then increase maybe that next week to 2. And then you have to know your body. So you have to know, am I starting to feel a little bit shaky, or am I starting to feel a little bit, foggy in my thought process? Am I starting to, then that's when you start to kind of assess, but you have to know your body. You have to know how you're responding to these quote unquote supplements. Hopefully that helps. I had to step in and talk about the medical component, which is, do not stop your prescribed medication.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Arlene. And of course, we always recommend, first of all, that you go and see your doctor and you make sure that you're doing your checkups. And if you're using various supplements in your body, this is not the time maybe to remove them. What the goal of this wonderful plant powder that you've added to your life is literally to add fruits, vegetables, and berries and omegas and a wonderful protein and a very clean carb to your diet. So when we talk about one simple change, we're always talking about adding to. So for most people, I say, you know what? Don't change anything. You've got a whole rank of things that are going on. All we're asking is that you add in. And remember now, what you're adding is not supplements. What you're adding is literally fruits, vegetables, berries that have been grown to full capacity and then picked very gently, brought down to powder and put in capsule or chewable form. That's what you're adding. So think about it, you're adding apples. And if you read that label, you're adding apples and you're adding cherries and you're adding all sorts of the actual fruit, and not just the fruit meat itself, but the pits, the peel, everything about that fruit. And we've learned over the years that the peel has a lot of vitamins and a lot of essential minerals and so those kinds of things. And I promise you, I'm not going to eat lemon peel. I don't care how much you tell me it's going to do me good. I'm not eating it, but I will take my capsule. Okay. So I've never heard the story of an apple overdose. It's just never happened, you know? So this is not the same. You have vitamins over here, which are a synthetic, man-made version of what happens in a fruit or a vegetable or a berry. And then you have the actual fruit, vegetable, and berry. And we've made it easy so that we can put 31 right in your hand, not even counting the omegas. All right. And when we talk about the omegas, we're not just talking about omega-3 or omega-6. We're talking about a full spectrum omega with the 3, the 5, the 6, the 7, and the 9 all together. And we've researched it, and it's a vegan form. You guys, we bypass the fish and we go right to the algae that the fish eat all day long that allow them to have lots of omega in their bodies. So that allows us to skip all of the mercury issues and is it farm raised or da 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 da. And we've done the studies. Juice Plus has done the studies on these omegas, and you can take half the dose and get twice as much in half the time. Effects and impact on your body. So Ms. Rose, that's a great question. And I want to say, don't let go of any of your prescribed medications. And technically, all we ask is that you add in the fruits, the vegetables, add them in. All right. And then you'll begin to see how your body responds. Now, something that Arlene said that we should talk about is how quickly should you add these in? So we have a regular plan, and I can send you the slow start. We have the regular plan that you start with 1 capsule of each, if you have the capsules, and you do that for a week, and then you go ahead and try the 2. And if you have all 3 of them, I like to start everybody. I believe it's with the fruit. We try to get the fruits going. Most people don't have a problem with the fruit. And then we add in the berry if you have them. And last but not least, we add in the veggie. And so we can go slow, just go slow. Again, this is adding nutrition to your body. And we don't say, So doesn't that sound easy? That sounds pretty easy, right? Yes. And Ms. Rose, tell me more. It sounds like you have the chewables. So you got the chewables. Tell me why you chose the chewables.
I blame your Mama Jordan for that one.
Uh-oh. Mama Barbara, Lord Jesus.
No way. No way. I think she's talking about the gummies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your fault, Bree.
No, she gave me the sample and I was like, okay,
Yes. Okay.
I can do this.
All right. So let me ask you, Ms. Rose, it sounds like you mentioned something earlier. Do you have some sort of issue in your body with sugar? Are you diabetic, or do you suffer from any issues with sugar in your body?
I am pre-diabetic, but I may be diabetic, but I don't want to say that.
Okay.
But I know I'm pre-diabetic.
You are pre-diabetic.
That I do know.
We will talk behind the scenes about what we might want to consider for you, because even though the chewables are good and they're going to do some work in your body, you might benefit better from having the capsules because they're just a tad bit more potent. The chewables were designed initially for children, but as an adult, you'll have to take a bit more to get the full adult dose. And if there's some sugar concerns, we might want to look at that. So you and I will have a talk behind the scenes to look at that. Hopefully, when we talk, you'll be able to just get going really slow on those and we'll be able to use them. But most times, people who have any kind of sugar issue, I always recommend the capsules because we find that they're able to use them and it doesn't have any sugar involved. So that's pretty helpful. But we'll talk about those gummies and get some, get going. Get some more information, get some more details. And this is a wonderful conversation because, just because something sounds healthy doesn't necessarily mean it always is. And so we always want to look, and everyone's body is different. I want to talk, but hopefully, does that answer your question, Ms. Rose?
It
Okay.
does.
Yes, wonderful. And of course, you brought up the shred, right? Woo! The shred is coming. Oh my gosh. Do I have any shredders on the line tonight? Yes, I see a couple hands. Maybe you'll put up a thumbs up, do some emojis. Oh, shredders. Thank you, Miss Francesca. And the shred begins Monday. Okay, the Monday before Valentine's, we are shredding. And yes, we will shred. We will shred. Thank you, Amber. Why are we shredding? Because there's never going to be a good time to pull sugar and things out of your body. It's just never going to be a good time. There's always going to be a wedding and a baby and a shower and a holiday and a something. But the good news is, thanks, Fran. Oh, yes, ready. Oh, my goodness, ready to shred. So those of you that shred with us last month, you're ready to shred. I'm ready to shred. I am ready to shred, right? And what is the shred all about? The shred, honestly, is all about pulling out or eliminating things out of our diet that we know aren't good for us, and also embracing some healthy habits that we know we need to do it. And we do it for 10 days. 10 days. Now, listen, you can do anything for 10 days. And so it's so funny. Mom Barbara, we let her shred one time, you guys, and now she's like hooked. And she has gone like super duper, like not 100%, but major of her life is a vegan. I love it. She's got the shred plan on her mind. I see your hand, Francesca. Francesca, you have a hand up? Or maybe she was just saying, yes, I'm going to shred. I think that might be it. All right, very good. So yeah, Mom's stuck on the shred and I love it. It's wonderful. Mom, Barbara, how are you feeling?
I actually feel pretty good. I really do.
Yeah. Is it hard to live this way?
No, actually, I found that it's really easy. It has made me make better choices in the foods that I eat. And what I have to do with it, what I've also learned to do with it is I have to pre-plan. So I know for that week, going into that week, what I'm going to eat. So, and I think we've talked and I've told you, it's become like a lifestyle for me. I really don't, after cutting out dairy and sugar, I really don't crave it. Matter of fact, I don't even want it in my life because I feel so much better not having it. I don't feel bloated. I don't feel stuffed, So no, I love the shred. And I like that even if I get off track just a teeny bit, I can do a do-over.
Yes.
I like that. So no, it's a lifestyle for me.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Because our saying around here is nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. And that's what we want for everybody. Almond milk is awesome, Rose. Almond milk is our friend. We love almond milk. We love coconut milk. I want to caution you about oat milk. There's a lot of commercials on about oat milk, but when you read the label, you're going to find that oat milk has a lot of sugar in it. So we want to come away from that. But if you like almond milk, we do. And I recommend the unsweetened kind, the unsweetened almond milk. And I actually buy vanilla and put it in there, but Mom Barbara just gets the vanilla version and puts it in her shakes and things. And it is delicious. If you get the plain kind, unsweetened plain, now you can add it to, like, say, for instance, a natural tomato sauce and make that tomato sauce a little bit creamy. So you can use it in other stuff other than your shakes. But if you like vanilla a lot and you want to use it, say, in your oatmeal or in your coffee, or, and the chocolate is fine as long as it is unsweetened, but it does have more carbs. So just read the label. Yep, chocolate version, and it's tasty too. But you won't need it in your chocolate shake. If you got the chocolate shakes, you just, Lord of mercy, that chocolate in that chocolate shake, it is the bomb. I do want to share, let me see if I can share my screen. There is a wonderful, I'm going to do this twice to make sure if I can see it. Let me go to my pictures. There is a wonderful, maybe I can't share it tonight. I don't see my pictures here. But there's a wonderful, exciting thing going on. I'm going to stop sharing. There's an exciting sale benefit going on with the omegas right now. So if you've been thinking about adding the omegas, just trying the omegas, you're going to see it in a little bit. You can get those omegas, and there are some free gummies and some free bars. So if you are thinking about adding omegas to your life, you should see me. I'm going to send some stuff out to the team very shortly. So the last thing, I guess, well, let's see if I can do it. I'm not sure I can, but I want to remind you that we have a wonderful event coming up on Saturday, March 4th. It's our Fitness and Finance Reset. And ladies and gentlemen, honestly, you really just want to be there. You want to be at this reset. You want to come and sit and hear the wonderful information that you're going to get. We have a nutritionist, our good friend, Miss Robin Allen, is coming. She's going to share details and things about, about nutrition and wellness. And so you want to be there for that. And then my Aunt Pat is going to bring her team, and they're going to talk about finance. And oh my goodness, you just don't want to miss any of this information. Talk about getting well. I'm telling you, we're going to get healthy and we're going to get wealthy. So I definitely want to recommend this. I would love to see each and every one of you there. There we go. I think I've got my picture up so I can share it. I'm going to do just that. Hold on one second. So there we go. Can everybody see that? Can you see my Wellness Connection Day flyer? I hope you can. And so it's happening Saturday, March 4th. It's just $25 registration fee. We're almost close. We've got about I think maybe 12 more spots, I think, but there's still time for you to register, and you can find this information. It'll be on my Facebook page and in our wellness page tonight with a link that you can use to register. You want to come to this event. We're going to have wonderful food, and we're going to have wonderful fellowship and camaraderie, and I guarantee you're going to walk away with some more information about fitness and definitely some information about finance. All right, I want to stop my share. I want to ask one more time, are there any other questions or comments? Was this helpful tonight, this talk about sugar? Yeah? All right, great. Anyone else? I want to thank Debbie, who is willing to open up, and Rose, who is willing to open up and talk, Mom Barbara, Arlene. Anyone else have questions? Those of you that put things in the chat, we're super excited to have you on. Those of you that have joined the shred, you should check your text messages. Is that Lady Patricia Pate on here? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Pastor Pate, for joining us. I'm so glad to see you. I see Miss Felicia and Sherrill. I can't see everybody. Oh, Erica's on. Thank you, Erica, and love you, Dawn. We are so grateful to have you here. Hopefully this has been a helpful time for you. You learned something new. And I hope you have your sugar plan ready. And I'm excited for those of you that are going to join the shred. I think I see Dr. Gwen on here. Yes, Dr. Gwen is on. Hey, so glad you could be on with us tonight. Thank you to all of you, Miss Connie and Amber. And if we don't have any questions or anything, I'm going to release you all. We'll look to see you back on the fourth Saturday. All right. Thank you, Felicia. Working on that sugar. Okay. And yes, you can get information about our trainer, our weight trainer. Her name is Toni Lewis, and you can find her on Facebook. Her name is Toni, Toni Lewis. And Miss Rose, I'll send you her information so you can reach out to her. She's wonderful. She's going to send some of her books for us to raffle off at our event on the 4th. So I'm very excited about that. Thank you so much, Miss Francesca. We're so glad you could be on tonight. If any of you are in the Inland Empire and you are not far away, we're going to be at an event this Saturday, from 12 to noon. It's a Black History, African-American celebration at the Christian Development Center. It's at 5080 Kingsley Street. We're going to be there with our team, our wellness team, Mom Barbara and I, and Auntie Pat. We're going to be out there. We're going to have some smoothies going and some treats going. And we're also going to be able to offer you or get you connected to our wellness time and some of our financial services. So we're going to be there that weekend. That's this weekend at the Christian Development Center, 5080 Kingsley Street. We're going to be out there at a wonderful Black History celebration. You're going to want to come if you're in the area and you can make it. All right. Thank you guys again for being with us. We're so grateful. I will send out the Omega information to you. You'll get this sugar glycemic index sheet if you would like it. And we're excited. You guys, we're changing our plate so we can change our life, right? All right. Thanks so much for being on. We'll see you on the 4th, or maybe this weekend, right? Maybe this weekend, but if not, we'll see you here in our connection time on the 4th Thursday at 6 p.m. Have a great evening. Good luck with that sugar. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. God bless everybody.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.